On December 11th, 1960, retired postal worker named Richard Pavlik had a plan to kill John F. Kennedy. It was the first assassination attempt on the president right before his inauguration.
The new book, The JFK Conspiracy, The Secret Plot to Kill Kennedy and Why It Failed, is the first in-depth account of this little-known story. It was co-written by best-selling author Brad Meltzer, who's been on the show many times before. Brad, good morning.
Good to see you all again.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think most people have heard much about this story. Why haven't we? And what did you find out that was new from the previous record?
Yeah, so let's set it up. This is 3 years before Lee Harvey Oswald takes his famous shot. And we're in Palm Beach, Florida. It's a beautiful Sunday morning, right after JFK has been elected in 1960, and he's on his way to church. What he doesn't know is that a former postal worker named Richard Pavlik is about to try and kill him, and he's got 7 sticks of dynamite in his car to do it. So as JFK comes out of his house, all this guy Pavlik has to do is hit the little trigger mechanism, and boom will go the dynamite. And what saves JFK that day, I won't ruin it for you, it has to do with Jackie, but it's one of the craziest JFK stories you've never heard. And the reason you've never heard about it is because on the day after it happened, 2 planes collided over New York City. Everyone died on board except for one young boy. And America became obsessed with this sole survivor. It knocked this JFK story off the front page into the footnotes of history. And we said, Josh mentioned, my co-writer said, we think this will be a really good book.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. And so what is the motivation? Was it this anti-Catholicism sentiment that was going on at the time that I think, people sometimes forget that when he was elected, this was still very much a big deal at that period of time?
That's exactly right. It's interesting and titillating for me to say, oh, we found a secret plot to kill JFK no one's heard of.
Yeah.
But we tell stories because they inform today. And back then, the country was divided. Whatever side you were on, you hated the other side. Does that sound familiar to you?
Yeah.
And it was really for him about him being Catholic. It sounds silly now, but there were Protestant leaders who said, as a Catholic, JFK can't be trusted. He's going to be loyal to the Pope and not the United States. And, major religious leaders, Norman Vincent Peale, who wrote The Power of Positive Thinking, was leading this charge. And what's crazy to me when you look at it now is when you put venom like that out there, you can't be surprised when someone gets activated. And this guy, Richard Pavlik, got activated and was like, I'm going to do my job and make sure that JFK never reaches the White House. And he almost did.
And there were no cable primetime entertainment news shows at the time stoking all those fears. Were there people in the mainstream who were pushing those buttons?
Yeah, it was Reverend Billy Graham was behind it, putting together all these religious leaders. And it wasn't just the mainstream, it was also the Ku Klux Klan at the time separately was working. They obviously targeted the Black community in the Civil War. There was a resurgence of the Klan in the 1920s. And they realized they can increase their dues and membership by hating even more people. So they started hating not just the Black community, but the Jewish community and, of course, immigrants. And they saw JFK as an Irish Catholic immigrant. And they were like, there's no way we can let this guy get to the White House.
When JFK was assassinated, there are still conspiracy theories to this day. Are you confident that that Pavlik was the only person involved in this particular plot?
Yeah, let's talk about the assassination after, but absolutely, Pavlik was the one. In fact, the head of the Secret Service at the time said, this guy Pavlik, this was the closest call of a sitting president who almost got killed while in office. Obviously had no idea what was coming. And what's most fascinating in this book is Jackie Kennedy. And there you can see a picture of her. She, we don't pull punches. We show you and document JFK's affairs. When she goes into labor and she's hemorrhaging, JFK's nowhere to be found. He's on a plane headed to Florida. And I kept asking, why do we call this Camelot? You look at these pictures and we all think of it as Camelot. And then I discovered this, is that Camelot started being used after JFK was killed. It's after the assassination. Jackie grants one interview exclusively to Life magazine, and she tells this exclusive story that when JFK's back was hurting and he was alive in the White House, to calm him down and ease his pain, Jackie used to put on a record of his favorite song about a place called Camelot. Wow. And we forget Jackie was a reporter. She was a member of the press. She was obviously hounded by the press, but make no mistake, she was a master of the press. She's the one who inserted that word Camelot into the lexicon. She was writing JFK's legacy before anyone else could. And when you ask my wife, she'll tell you those scenes with Jackie in this book, she takes it over. She is the star of this book.
Wow. Brad, real quick, it makes it more astounding that the Secret Service allowed the convertible ride in Dallas after an assassination attempt.
It
How do you
really
explain
does.
that?
And you know, if you know that bubble that they had, there was a plastic bubble that if it would have been raining, they would have been using. And all of history changes. If you want to know who killed JFK, though, I'll tell you this. If you look in the 60s and we ask who killed JFK after he was shot, we blamed at the height of the Cold War our enemies at the time, the Soviets and the Cubans. In the 70s, when Watergate happened and mistrust for the government happened, who did we blame? We said it was an inside job. It was a CIA. It was LBJ. And in the 80s, when the Godfather movies peaked, who killed JFK? It was the mob.
Right.
So if you want to know who killed JFK, decade by decade, it's whoever America is most afraid of at that moment in time. And JFK and Jackie have always been mirrors that we measure ourselves against, right? We look at them as the first celebrity presidents. And some people think Reagan was, you know, trying to measure up to that, or the Obamas, or of course, for some, it's Trump. But to me, it's a hollow chase. Celebrity should never be chased like that because Camelot didn't exist. It wasn't real. But what was real was the hope that he gave this country. And that is something that I hope we can get back to again.
Yeah, well said. The book is The JFK Conspiracy, The Secret Plot to Kill Kennedy and Why It Failed. For more, check out Brad's site and follow him on social media. Thanks, Brad.
Thanks, Brad.
Thank you so much.